So a few months ago, I took testosterone, a low dose, in the hopes that it would give me more confidence and aggression to approach things in life with ease. So when people started saying recently that I seem more confident, it made me think back, and it's not because of the testosterone, it is because of the exposure therapy. Using the testosterone, it put me in the mindset that, okay, so now it has to make me more confident and more willing to do things. And I think that mindset was the only thing that I needed to push myself a bit further. So, to give an example of things I've been doing as exposure therapy, would be every time at family events or friend visits, if everybody else would dance, usually I'd be a bit secluded and sit in the corner without really joining them. But recently I started to join them and danced with them, or started to not care as much about making a fool of myself. And this is where the exposure therapy part comes in. That part alone made me care a bit less if people think that I'm being silly. And that alone has made me a lot more confident. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, I did my first cold approach. I was at an event. I noticed she had a henna bite mark on her wrist, and I asked her about it. I asked her how she did it, and she explained to me. Initially, I thought it was someone putting henna onto their teeth and biting it, which is a bit silly in in hindsight. Uh, so the way you do it is you bite yourself lightly so it makes an imprint, and then you fill in the gaps with the henna. Now, I asked her to do it for me, but she said she wouldn't bite me, which is fair because she just met me. So I bit myself, I sat down, and she filled in the gaps. Now, after that, we went our separate ways. I thought that that was it. Um, I felt fairly accomplished with that feat alone, like the initial approach. Uh, I would have been satisfied for the day if that was all that would have come from it. But later, I was sitting and talking to one of my mother's co-workers, and the girl, she walked up to me and started talking to me. Now, next to us was a competition, a planking competition, where if you reach 2 minutes, you get a resistance band as a prize. If you do 3 minutes, you get a certain ball as a prize, etc. And she said she did the thing, but she could only do a minute and 30 seconds. And she told me to give it a go. Now, usually, I would be too hesitant to do these sort of things out of fear of failure or making a fool of myself. But I just thought to myself, I already approached her, and every little thing that I can do to get over my fear of making a fool of myself, I would do. So for the rest of the day, I did those types of things. Like for the planking, I gave it a go. And I initially wanted to do 5 minutes, but I could only do 2 minutes and 17 seconds, which was enough to get the prize. And this is some of many things that I want to do in the future to start reducing my social anxiety. I have a vacation planned in the next few months that I'm thinking I should probably buy a pack of cigarettes, and I don't really smoke. I could buy a pack of cigarettes and just walk up to people and approach them offering a cigarette. And I think that's a good icebreaker so you can like start a friendship. And we won't take a big speaker with. So I'm thinking I befriend as many people as I can until I find one that has a speaker and we can party at night. So I think that's a really smart way to approach it. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna test that out. Um, best way I can explain the social anxiety and getting over it would be take a cold shower, for example. You put on the cold water. This is an actionable step. You go to the shower, you turn on the cold water all the way. And just when you're about to get in, you get that hesitation. And after you count to 10 seconds, and there's a sort of spark you feel right when you get into the water. That small spark you feel, almost that relief, that jump you do, that is your body coming a step closer to getting over your fears of things. So you will feel that most of the time when you first start approaching people. I'm not over it yet, but I can feel it getting easier and easier and easier, especially when it comes to doing things that can make me look foolish, like dancing or things that I thought would make me look foolish. So, yeah, this is my journey on getting over my social anxiety thus far. I'm not over it yet, but I'm really making good progress and I feel it.